Some weapons won through engineering excellence. Others won through sheer terror. These 10 weapons made enemies hesitate before attacking. Soldiers dreaded encountering them. Commanders planned entire operations around avoiding them. This is the countdown of the most feared weapons of the war. Number 10. PPSH-41 submachine gun. Soviet soldiers carried a weapon that sounded like a buzzsaw ripping through wood. The PPSH-41 submachine gun fired around 900 rounds per minute. It used a drum magazine that held 71 rounds. German soldiers called it the sound of Russian attacks. The PPSH was crude but unstoppable. Soviet factories produced more than 5 million. Soviet infantry attacks came in waves. Hundreds of PPSH guns opened fire at once. The noise was deafening. Fire came from every direction. In the ruins of Stalingrad and in forest battles, the PPSH-41 ruled through sheer volume of fire and that unforgettable sound. Number 9. Panzerkampfwagen IV medium tank. The Panzer IV was not the biggest German tank, but it was the most reliable and the most common. Allied tank crews faced Panzer IVs more than any other German tank, and that familiarity created fear. By the year 1942, the Panzer IV carried a long-barreled 75mm gun that could destroy most Allied tanks at normal battle ranges. It had good armor, decent speed, and excellent optics. The Panzer IV was everywhere. Tigers broke down. Panthers had mechanical issues, but the Panzer IV kept fighting. More than 8,500 were built. Allied tankers knew they would meet Panzer IVs in almost every battle. That certainty created constant dread. Number 8. MG-42 machine gun. German soldiers called it the Maschinengewehr 42. Everyone else called it Hitler's buzzsaw. The MG-42 fired more than 1,200 rounds per minute. The sound was unique and terrifying. It did not sound like single shots. It sounded like ripping cloth. Infantry had seconds to find cover once that sound began. Crossing open ground under MG-42 fire was suicide. At Normandy, these guns turned beaches into killing zones. German doctrine placed MG-42s in positions that supported each other. Suppressing one gun exposed attackers to another. The MG-42 forced Allied infantry to use massive artillery before they advanced. The sound alone triggered panic. Number 7. Mitsubishi A6M Zero fighter. The Zero appeared over China in the year 1940 and stunned everyone. It was faster, climbed better, and turned tighter than Allied fighters. Early in the Pacific War, the Zero seemed invincible. At Pearl Harbor, Zeros escorted bombers and ruled the sky. Allied pilots who survived described a fighter that could outturn anything. Fear began here. The Zero could turn inside any Allied aircraft. Its 20mm cannons shredded planes. For the first year of the Pacific War, meeting Zeros meant almost certain death. American pilots built new tactics. Never dogfight. Use speed. Use diving attacks. The Zero's reputation lasted even after better Allied fighters arrived. Fear of the Zero shaped tactics long after its advantage faded. Number 6. 88mm flak gun. Germany designed the 88mm anti-aircraft gun to fight planes. Then Rommel used it against British tanks in France. Everything changed. The 88mm gun could punch through most Allied armor at more than 1 mile. Tank crews were dead before they even saw the gun. The 88 became the most versatile German weapon of the war. Allied tankers dreaded the flat crack of an 88 firing. The high-speed shell hit before the sound arrived. In North Africa, Rommel placed these guns in ambush. British tanks advanced and died by the dozens. Among German anti-tank weapons based on the 88mm design, This family destroyed more Allied tanks than any other. Tankers scanned every horizon for the faint muzzle flash and feared open ground. Number 5. T-34 tank. The T-34 appeared in the year 1941 and shocked the Wehrmacht. German anti-tank guns bounced off its sloped armor. Its 76mm gun destroyed German tanks with ease. It was fast, reliable, and mass-produced. German tank crews felt fear for the first time. Early German tanks could not match it. Crews in Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs watched their shots ricochet. Soviet factories built T-34s faster than Germany could destroy them. More than 84,000 were produced during and after the war. Germany created the Tiger and the Panther to counter it, but numbers overwhelmed quality. For every Tiger, there were dozens of T-34s. The T-34 was feared for what it was, and for how many existed. German crews knew they would face wave after wave. Number 4. Boeing B-17. Flying Fortress German fighter pilots called them flying porcupines. B-17s carried 13 heavy 50-caliber machine guns. Attacking one meant flying through a wall of fire. Attacking hundreds meant near-certain death. Starting in the year 1943, B-17 formations darkened German skies every day. Hundreds flew in tight defensive boxes. Their combined firepower shredded fighters. Then P-51 Mustangs joined as escorts. German pilots faced an impossible choice: attack the bombers and meet Mustangs and a storm of defensive fire, or let cities burn. The drone of hundreds of engines became the sound of approaching destruction. Daily bomber streams crushed morale and filled the air with dread. Number 3. German U-boat. The U-boat was Germany's most dangerous weapon against Britain. Submarines hunted in packs across the Atlantic. Merchant ships exploded without warning. Sailors died in freezing water far from land. The sea became a graveyard. During peak months in the early 1940s, U-boats sank more than 700,000 tons of shipping. Britain faced hunger. Every convoy crossed an ocean filled with torpedoes. Sailors knew the odds. 1 in 4 would die. Radio calls turned silent as ship after ship disappeared. Crossing the Atlantic meant weeks of fear. U-boats struck at night, in storms and in fog. They were invisible until torpedoes hit. Only radar, code-breaking, and long-range aircraft finally turned the tide. For years, U-boats ruled through invisible terror. Number 2. Bismarck battleship. Bismarck sailed on her first combat mission in May of 1941. She was the most powerful battleship on the ocean. Her first encounter proved it. She met HMS Hood, pride of the Royal Navy. One salvo hit. Hood exploded in minutes. More than 1,400 men died. Only 3 survived. The Royal Navy panicked. Churchill ordered Bismarck sunk at all costs. British ships rushed from every direction. Aircraft carriers, battleships, cruisers, and destroyers converged. One German battleship had created strategic fear. The hunt lasted 3 days. Bismarck damaged HMS Prince of Wales before torpedo bombers crippled her rudder. British battleships closed in and finished her. Bismarck sank with more than 2,000 men. Her short career shaped British deployments for the rest of the war. One ship caused full-scale alarm. Number 1. Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger I. The Tiger I was not the best tank of the war. It broke down often. It was slow and burned fuel. But no tank created more fear. Allied tankers knew the Tiger could kill them from over 1 mile, while their own shots bounced off its armor. Even experienced crews hesitated. The Tiger carried an 88mm gun that pierced any Allied tank at long range. Its frontal armor was 100 millimeters thick. A Sherman needed to hit the side or the rear to have any chance. The Tiger could kill Shermans from ranges where return fire meant nothing. Sherman crews knew they were at a severe disadvantage. Allied tankers believed it took 5 Shermans to kill 1 Tiger. 4 would die. 1 might get behind it. This belief shaped battlefield psychology. Germany built only about 1,347 Tigers, but Allied crews reported seeing them everywhere. Every destroyed tank was blamed on Tigers, even when hit by something else. Commanders overestimated Tiger numbers by 5 or 10 times. The Tiger's reputation forced new tactics. Infantry scouted ahead. Artillery targeted suspected positions. Tank destroyers hunted the Tiger with bigger guns. Air power was called in at the first rumor of its presence. The fear was so strong it shaped strategy itself. Its psychological impact was greater than its battlefield record. No weapon created more dread or more legend than the Tiger one.